Oklahoma's recommended visitation for 18 months to 36-month-old children. I'm Tulsa attorney James Wirth, and that is the topic that we have doing a series regarding the advisory guidelines and standard visitation schedules. It goes back to 2004 when the Oklahoma legislature made a new law that required the administrative director of courts to come up with recommendations for visitation based on various factors. Two primary reasons for that. One, to help determine what's in the best interest of child based on current science, and also to try to build some uniformity between from judge to judge, county to county, as prior to that time it was kind of the Wild West. Everybody had their own schedules. Well, it did provide some insight related to best interest based on the current science. However, we do still see it's kind of the Wild West. These are only recommendation, and different judges like things different ways, different courts like things different ways, but this is good information that you can use to advocate for your position. And if you're going through a case in Oklahoma that is going to determine visitation, you're probably going to want to be familiar with them. So based on the various ages, they have different recommendations, but this video is specific to 18 to 36 months. So it notes that at that time, the children may become fearful of separation, so that transitioning may become difficult, but it notes that resistance to exchanges is normal. It is not indicative of any problem. That where we have two safe parents that know how to care for the child, it's generally best to see both parents and not be away from either parent too long. But at this age, you can start being away from either parent for a longer period of time than you could when they are under this age. It notes that one thing we always talk about is doing the exchanges. How are we going to do that? We're going to meet at a third location. Is the party receiving going to pick up? Is the party giving up custody going to drop off? This actually notes that for this age, it recommends that the parent giving up custody drop off. And that way, that because there can be hesitancy to exchanges at this age, regardless of whether there's any issue with the parent or not, it's best for the parent that is going to drop them off to leave them there, so that the other parent is not disrupting what the child is doing when they're with the parent that they're currently with. Maintaining scheduled routines and supporting the relations of the child with the other parent are going to be important at this age. It notes that ways that can be done is through daily telephone contact. So prior to this age, obviously we're not seeing daily or any telephone contact. It recommends that you start looking into daily telephone contact with the other parent, perhaps even an opportunity to teach the child the other parent's number. Of course, we've got smartphones now, so it's a little bit different than his recommendations came out, but that the child can start initiating that contact themselves. It talks about having a picture of the other parent in the child's room, or having what they call a going back and forth book that has pictures of their entire family, so they can keep that with them anywhere they go, so that that other parent is in their mind even when they're with the one parent. At this age, until we get to 5, the guidelines don't have specific schedule. It just has these facts to consider when coming up with the schedule based on the routines and the specifics of a given family. So that's what they've got in the guidelines, the advisory guidelines for visitation in Oklahoma for age 18 months to 36 months. If you're dealing with a situation in Oklahoma court, you're going to want to talk to an attorney in addition to reviewing these videos and this advisory schedule, which I should get a link to posted below. But to talk to an attorney to get legal advice specific to your case, why don't you go online to makelawEasy.com.